Well, last episode, we finally broke out of our losing streak with a huge win in the league, and now we face off against some crazy red cards and wild scorelines this time out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Respect the Jeff, back here with Paris FC. We're finally back mid-table, 10th place. I've said in the past that is our minimum goal this season, is to at least finish in the top half, so we're right around there, but we want to kick on and really challenge for a spot in Europe. I think we can do it. We've shown we're capable of it. We took down PSG earlier, and honestly, if we can beat them, I think we could beat anybody. So just before we kick off the gameplay here, one question from the community. Giuseppe asks, what is the plan for goalkeeper? Are we going to look at new signings? Are we good with what we got? I think based off of the season so far, Luka Zidane has looked incredible. We have Timothy Lo-Tutala, who looked great in preseason, so I thought going into this season, realistically, we'd be looking at more options, but I think Zidane's got the number one spot locked down. We have Pollersbeck as a really good backup option, Lo-Tutala coming through, and honestly, the squad's starting to shape up in general. Soumaré is finally back from injury. Hopefully he can come in and make an impact. And at this point, the injury crisis is starting to come to an end. All we have left is Mitrita, who is out. So this is the lineup we'll go into the games with. And without further ado, we're going to get straight to the action. Some big ones coming up this episode. Let's get to it. All right, here we go into action. Paris FC need to get down to business. We were 5 games winless before we pulled off that huge 4-0 win at the end of last episode. We started off so good. We won our first 3 games in the league. We were in the top 4 for a little while there, and it's obviously still pretty early in the season, but I think if we could get back to a little bit of that form, it would do us well. We have our key players back outside of Mitrita. Khazri especially, I think, has shown us how important he is. And just like that, Wabi Khazri draws in a red card early in the game, referee not messing around, and they are down to 10 men, barely into the action here. That bodes really well for us here. We play the vast majority of this game, 85 minutes left, up a man over the opposition. Elias Husni picking the ball up top of the box, taking his man on, gets it through his legs, but can't quite sneak through the other side. It's a good sign of intent here. Husni has looked really bright, definitely got the flair on him, and him and Hajam really linking up well on this left-hand side here. Like I said, we're up a man, so we can be patient, work the ball around, wait for openings here. And just like that, Husni making another run in behind us really well. The give and go here with Mustafa Nam. Can he get a ball in? Yes! Lovely assist and a tidy finish. It's Gaetan Laura who makes the run into the box like usual, and we go a goal up. Probably could have seen that one coming after the start we had to the game, but it's beautiful link-up play from the team. The little give and go there with Husni, I'm just like, I feel like every episode I'm singing this guy's praises, but he is such a genuinely talented young player, one of the best young players probably ever to feature on this channel, and he just keeps delivering. I think our biggest challenge going forward is honestly just going to be to keep a hold of him and make sure he doesn't sign for a bigger team. Fortunately, ooh, shot off the post from distance, and we concede. Absolute freak goal there to send us back on level terms. It was a shot from so far out, almost on target, rattled the crossbar, and then fell really fortunately. It was just their striker who reacted fast enough. That's disappointing again from Hajam, who probably should have had that covered. He completely left his man off the follow-up, and I've said it a couple times, but he continues to disappoint just a little bit here this season, unfortunately. He's a player that I like a lot, so I don't really want to drop him, but it just might be required if this kind of form keeps up. Honestly, that really flipped the game around. We're completely under pressure here. We just can't seem to catch a break, and eventually we get a little bit of a breather here 35 minutes in after some really barraging attacks there from the opposition. And the game goes on, still level. We can't pull ourselves in front despite being a man ahead. And Metz look reinvigorated after that goal. They're getting forward in numbers, and another dangerous opportunity just over the bar. Big warning signs here with a big chunk of the game still left to play. And we're just kind of losing the plot here. Some errant passes. We can't really find our way through into their final third. Paulinho now driving forwards with the ball. Piet can't seem to drag him back. And we just can't make a tackle here. Eventually, it results in a second goal. We not only concede one, but end up going down to 10 men FC Metz. It was a good counterattack. We just couldn't stop. Piet was pulling at his shirt. It's a really good piece of footwork there to get the better of Bamba in the back line. And we're running out of time here. Only a minute remaining in the match. We need something if we even want a draw out of this one. Vinicius Tobias, the youngster, coming on with a good run. And still nothing, denied again by the opposition. We're flying forward in numbers here. Can't close down. And it looks like Gaetan Lora might have picked up an injury as well to make matters worse. Still can't win the ball back. Whistle blows, and it's a defeat. We've been up and down this season, but this one in particular hurts. It looked so bright at the beginning of the match, but Metz came back, and again, we're just unable to keep them at bay. Sloppy defending, not enough shown in attack, and despite not necessarily missing that many players anymore, it still just does not look great from the team. Well, we were just coming out of an injury crisis, and to make matters worse, it's probably our single star player, Gaetan Lora, out for 3 months with the dreaded broken toe injury that hits us all the time in FIFA. Khazri has to let us know he's not happy about that result. He's giving it his all, though, definitely not for a lack of effort on his part, but we're forced into other options again. Now that makes it Mitrita and Lora. 2 of our 3 attacking front players are out now again. Every time it seems like we're clear, it just hits us again. So for the time being, we're gonna put Laren up top and stick with the same formation. Hopefully this is enough, but we might have to start looking elsewhere if not. All right, back into action, missing our big man up top, but we got another big man in stature at least. Kyle Laren is a really imposing figure up top. We've seen him score some headed goals already this season. He's not the same type of player as Lora is, or even Warren Caddy, who's a really similar player, just lower rated. He's not really that fast. He doesn't like to run in behind. He's really strong. He's got a good header on him. I think his hold-up play could be really good if he puts his back to goal. So we might just try something a little different offensively. Maybe it'll work out. We've seen him score some goals. We signed him to score goals, so that's exactly what he'll be in the team to do here. Ilyas Husni's sloppy footwork gives the ball away. He's full of intention, Husni, but he still needs to refine his game a little bit if he wants to become a top player. Definitely guilty of giving the ball away every now and then, but we've seen the big moments he's capable of, and he's still so young, still a teenager, really. And now Khazri getting forwards. Laren back heel can't quite come off. And that's just that connection with players in and out of the squad that we're not seeing. We saw a lot of consistency last season. We were pretty much injury-free, but now we're forced to chop and change a little bit. Header denied off the line with a huge save from the goalkeeper. Wabi Khazri almost cracks the scoring deadlock here. Now Husni, top of the box, shaping up for a shot, and it's an unbelievable sliding challenge that puts him down. Thought he might have been injured for a second, but he carries on. Thank God, the last thing we need is another injury. And as we carry on now, Mustafa Nam gets the ball forward to Laren, who picks out a great ball through for Husni, making the run in behind, cuts inside. Oh, denied again. We've seen him score goals like that in the past. And then Laren with the bicycle kick off the follow-up. Definitely some chances so far for Paris FC, and although we haven't converted yet, things are looking good for us against a pretty big team in Lyon as well. And as we close down now, ball in the box, it's a really good chance and an unbelievable world-class save from the goalkeeper, Luka Zidane, to keep that one out. This is exactly what I've been talking about. He has stepped up in a huge way this season and is absolutely leading our back line. Julian Lopez now, literally just a simple sprint all the way down the field. He puts a ball into the box. It's a great one, and Khazri finishes. Sometimes that's all you need. Simple route one stuff. Run down the field, cross, put it in the back of the net. That's I feel like we're guilty of overcomplicating at times, but sometimes, like I said, the simple approach is exactly what is needed in these situations. So we go into the second half, a goal up, and that's really all it took. Lopez is given a chance here with Mitrita out and now Lora out especially. He's pretty much our only option left in attack. He's a solid player, maybe not always the... Oh, save from the goalkeeper, Wabi Khazri. Almost makes it 2, and... Oh, man, you hope that doesn't come back to bite us. On the bright side, Soumaré is finally back from injury and making his first appearance in, I think, 3 months. At this point, he's been out a long time. Mustafa Nam is the one who gives way, and it's going to be interesting to see how we shape up in midfield. Now we have Piet, Diakite, Nam, and Soumaré all fighting for those 2 spots, and it's another red card. Kasper Dolberg picks one up in the fray there. It's a sloppy challenge for sure, but yeah, that's pretty bad actually on replay. Gets him from behind, and now down a man again. We find ourselves a man up, and hopefully we don't let it slip once again. 18 minutes left in the match. Really, all we need to do is be careful here. Soumaré, first touches of a ball, and he's Definitely going to need to get back into the starting 11 with time, but it's a really good pass there to find Husni, and this time we do find the second goal to go a second in front, 2-0, and things are looking good unless we have some kind of huge slip up here in the last couple minutes of the match. Ilyas Husni, really great footwork to take his man on 1v1 there. Soumaré with the composure to come back and pick the assist out. That is exactly what we purchased him for, and hopefully what he'll be providing us over the next couple seasons. But like I said, more rotation options. It's Piet who gives way for Diakite to get some minutes. And there's a rare sighting for Alexander Kovic, who makes a start up top, makes a substitute appearance rather up top after not having played since preseason. Quick reminder, he is going out on loan in January, but we might as well give him some minutes while he's here. He's a very promising youngster who I do expect to see a lot from. Hajam now getting into the box and looking for Kovic, can't quite pick it out, and he throws himself at the ball. We can't win it back though, and with time winding down, that's just gonna do it. Whistle blows, 2-0, we keep a clean sheet, more red cards, more goals. That's a much better performance from the team. All right, well, we're back at it, but this time Samuel Piet is out for 4 weeks. We cannot catch a break with the injuries in this team, and another central midfielder is out. But as one leaves, one comes back, and Soumaré looks to be back to top action. He made that appearance, he's getting back up to speed, and hopefully he's ready to starting for the team soon. I know his match sharpness might not quite be there just yet, but he is a very important player for this team. So all injuries said and done here, we need to rotate the squad to make the most of what we got. I'm going to a back five. This is the perfect situation for the youngster Vinicius Tobias to come in. He is tailor-made to play right wing back. I know Corchia is a really solid player, but I'm going to give Tobias a shot here and see what he can do, given a really natural position for him. Now, in terms of the attacking front line, I'm going with Khazri on the left wing, which he doesn't usually play, Lauren up top, and Husni out wide. In the middle, we're kind of crammed for players at the moment, so it's going to be Nam and Soumaré, our two most well-rounded. Diakite, again, great player, but maybe not as good defensively as the others. And this is the team we go in with. Let's get to it. All right, well, something different for this game, a 5-2-3. It'll give us the flexibility to get wingbacks forwards. It makes the most of the attacking players we have. We're pretty short-handed with the injuries at this point, so we're gonna roll out with the players we do have available to us. It's iffy for sure. We haven't really tried this formation much in the past. We've been playing pretty much the same formation the entirety of our time at Paris FC, so we don't necessarily have the personnel for this, but on the flip side, I guess we kind of do in a way. Like I mentioned, some of the youngsters like Tobias are really fit for this kind of formation, playing as wingbacks. Haidara at left back is a really good option for that spot as well. So all said and done, this might just work out for us. Ilyas Husni is one cutting in from the wing who might be one to watch in this formation. With a front three, it's going to be more of an onus on these kind of players to make an impact up top. Laren does really well with his physicality to hold up play and keep a hold of possession there, and finds the return ball to Husni, who really looks to be on it this game, twisting and turning, and although nothing really comes of the move, he's keeping a hold of possession well and just keeping things ticking out there on the wing. Mustafa Nam now through to Tobias, first touches of the ball, takes his man on directly and puts a really dangerous ball in. That's exactly what we would have been expecting from the young right wing back, and again, little give and go here with Ilyas Husni. Promising signs for sure for Vinicius Tobias, who really is just among many young good players out there in the squad who are making waves this season. Now Haidara cuts it back for Husni, who is among them, who takes a shot at goal. Husni looks inspired tonight, and despite not having a goal to show for it yet, he's been our biggest threat offensively by some margin. Paris FC looking great so far in this game, but still anyone's game, that's for sure. Ren now getting a nasty challenge in from Dante. Oh, and this does not look good. It's a red card. Well, red card's been giving out with a lot of frequency in this episode specifically, and this time we are on the receiving end of it. That's a poor challenge, but I do think that's a bit of a rough call. Dante's had a really tough start to life here. Like I said in the past, we signed him for his experience, which he's certainly giving to the squad. I think still, regardless, Bamba and Soleil are the preferred center backs in the squad, but when we go to a back three like this, the 40-year-old Dante just doesn't necessarily look up to it. He had a rough preseason. He has made a couple of appearances. It's not like he's been completely terrible, but Things like that, you would just hope from better from a player of his age and experience, and really he's let the team down here as we go down to 10 men. With the game still in the balance, this could be really a painful one for us if we don't kick it up a big notch here in the match. Haidara, lovely through ball from Mustafa Nam to pick him out, and he's just waiting for that run at the near post. Laren almost gets ahead to it, can't quite, but Khazri settles it, and he scores, taking matters into his own hand. The other experienced player in the squad who is actually doing a really good job is Wabi Khazri, leading from the front, and really, despite playing out on the left wing this game where it's not really his preferred position, he's still making a big impact. He's controlling the flow of play, and he's in the right area. Really composed touch and an even better finish past the goalkeeper. That is exactly what this team needed, and it actually might be enough, even a man down, to see us through to a win here. Laren plays it through for Soumaré, coming on, plays it through again for Khazri, who can cut it back to find the head. Soumaré flying in, not far off at all. He's looked really good, Soumaré, coming back, and although his sharpness in game is not quite at high levels yet, it's clear he's head and shoulders above some of the other players out there on the pitch. Really technically gifted and a great overall player. But Rennes still in this game. It's a save. Lucas Zidane keeps out a surefire goal to keep us in front. That's as good as a goal. And say everything you want about Lucas Zidane's first season here at Paris FC, he's taken it up a huge notch, and he is making game-winning saves at this point. That is fantastic stuff. Haidara now waiting on the ball. Soumaré, time running out. Can we find another here before things get a little closer? Husni making a run into the box. Yes, buries it. 2-0. That's probably the game put to bed with only 7 minutes left in the match. It's the youngster again who gets himself on the end of an important move. The assist from Laren, the striker's doing really well in the absence of Laura. Laura, no problems so far. We've looked pretty sharp despite missing our top goal scorer. The other players really stepping up to the plate. So with a couple minutes left, it's time to throw some of the youngsters on. Kavic and Bolosi and both get more chances before going out on loan probably in January. And then Zhao and Hajam comes back on. I think Hajam, if we continue playing a back five, could actually be a center back. He's good on the ball. He's pretty tall as well. I know he's been playing fullback, but he does have center back as his secondary position. And honestly, despite struggling a little bit at left back this season, maybe he can find a home there. Soumaré, my God, what a touch. And another. Whoa, what a goal. Boubakary Soumaré, take a bow. That might just be the goal of the season. In the dying minutes of the game here, Kavic sets him up, dances around two men, rounds the goalkeeper. That is exactly what we would have been hoping for when we signed him. He's got the potential for incredible technical ability, and that is perfect. What a way to top the game off. 3-0, everyone getting involved. Some youngsters got a run out despite being a man down. Everything looked really positive. Honestly, the only downside of that whole game was the red card from Dante. It was a great performance outside of that. We saw the best of a lot of players who I've been hoping would step up, and despite the injuries, we look great. All right, well, all said and done, things are not looking too bad at all for Paris FC. Wabi Khazri is pleased to play wherever he can, and we're getting a message from Laura, who is still injured. I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but he'll obviously be right back into the starting 11 when he's fit once again. Now, taking a look elsewhere in the squad, I know we have a ton of youth that's already come through. We still have some sitting in the academy. Marley Felix is a really promising center back who continues to grow. Yohan Kore, Luxon, maybe not players who are ready for the big time just yet, but ones to consider as we go forwards. In the meantime, if you guys want to join the Discord community, you can ask questions that'll be featured in videos, help me shape the storylines and give feedback on the signings we should make, and even things like getting a behind-the-scenes look on some of the kits I'm working on, or even presenting me with some that I've used in the past from people who have submitted them. So, huge thanks to everyone who's already been involved with that. I hope to see some more new faces in the Discord coming up soon. But if you've been enjoying this series, at least just consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me out a lot, and it will keep you up to date with the latest. And I'll be back soon with next episode, but until then, I'm Respect the Jeff, and I'll see you next time.